Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, that's how it started, and no, I'm not exaggerating. Two guys in uniforms burst through our front door at 7:30 a.m. sharp, shouting something about emergency HOA enforcement. Ma'am, you're coming with us. And I swear I thought I was still half dreaming until they grabbed Rebecca by the arms and started dragging her out. Get your hands off my wife, I yelled. But these guys were all muscle, and I was still in pajama pants with coffee breath. Helpless standing there, I saw Rebecca press something cold and metallic into my palm, her wedding ring, right before the door slammed shut behind her. She was gone. I was shaking so bad I almost dropped the ring. Now I know what you're thinking. HOA cops dragging people out of their homes. Yeah, right. But I'm telling you, if you're watching this and you ever get a visit from anyone in uniform that feels off, you pay attention. Because what happened next flipped my entire world upside down. See, Rebecca had been up early like always, sipping her coffee, looking out the bay window at the sunrise. Then these two hulks show up in what looked like police uniforms, only I swear something about them was off. Too stiff, too clean badges, flashed too quick to read, and their uniforms looked like they came off a discount Halloween rack. Their patches said Community Compliance Officers. The big one, his name tag said Jake Thompson, just barged past me into the foyer. Sir, step aside. This is official HOA business regarding multiple severe violations. His partner, Brad Wilson, stood back, hand on what looked like a radio, never spoke, just glared. Rebecca came down the stairs calm as a surgeon in the ER. I'll need to see proper identification and documentation before we proceed. She sounded so professional it almost made me relax. But Jake didn't blink. Ma'am, you can cooperate now, or we'll have to escort you for questioning. Brad pulled out a folder, 15 violations in 1 week. Unauthorized lawn modifications, unapproved paint, parking, noise complaints. It was so ridiculous I actually laughed. Rebecca keeps our yard looking better than anyone on the street. But my stomach was twisting because this wasn't the normal runaround. HOA stuff here had always come in the mail. Maybe a nasty note, but never this. No mistake, Sir, Jake insisted, stepping right up in Rebecca's space. Mrs. Mitchell, you're required to come with us for immediate processing. Failure to comply will result in escalated penalties and potential legal action. His hand twitched toward a set of handcuffs. Now here's the part that'll stick with me forever, Rebecca. Instead of freaking out, calmly walked over, put her coffee mug down, glanced at every hinge and window and exit like she was scanning for something. Then said, "Of course, officers, I'll cooperate fully." She looked at me, eyes so steady, and all I could do was fumble for my phone and start recording. You don't have to go anywhere until we verify this, I told her. But Jake was already grabbing her arm. Sir, interference with official duties is a federal offense. He glared at my phone. Turn off that device immediately. Brad tried to block me, but I kept filming. That's when the struggle really started. They each grabbed an arm, started dragging Rebecca toward the door. Ma'am, you can walk or be carried. Jake grunted, but you're coming with us. Rebecca wasn't screaming, wasn't flailing. She was watching, calculating. As they passed the entry table, she slipped her ring into my hand, whispering, David, listen carefully. Record everything. Call the number under J. Smith in my contacts. Tell them what happened. Her voice steady. Mission briefing, not panic. Next thing I knew, the door was slamming shut, and they tossed her into a white van in the driveway. I ran after them, filming the van. Their faces, the fake badges, the license plate, every detail. This is a lawful enforcement action, Brad called out, looking sweaty and scared, glancing around at our neighbors. Rebecca caught my eye one last time and said, Jay, Smith knows everything. Call immediately. The van screeched out like a getaway car. There I was, standing in my own doorway, wedding ring digging into my palm, phone still recording, mind racing. I rushed back inside, grabbed Rebecca's phone, found J. Smith, a DC number. Nothing else. Not 911, not her mom, just this name. I called. A crisp voice answered, Federal Bureau of Investigation. Agent Johnson. My voice cracked. This is David Mitchell. My wife Rebecca told me to call Jay Smith if anything happened. Silence. Where is your wife? He finally said. I told him everything, fake cops, HOA story. The way Rebecca stayed calm. He just listened, asked for the van's license plate. Then do not call local police. Do not post anything online. We're dispatching agents now. Your wife is not who you think she is. This is a federal matter. And just like that, he hung up. Not who I think she is. I'd been married to Rebecca for 5 years, lived with her for 7. She worked in consulting, did government contracts, always some boring compliance stuff. Or so I thought. I searched our bedroom and found behind a false panel in her closet a safe open, like she'd been prepping for something like this. Inside, a federal ID special agent, Rebecca Chen Mitchell, Central Intelligence Agency. Files classified, photos of the same white van parked outside different homes, surveillance shots, financial records. My wife, CIA. Suddenly all those weird habits made sense. The back-to-the-wall seating, security cameras, double locks, the languages she picked up in college. The woman I'd married was a spy. That's when black SUVs pulled into our driveway. 4 agents stepped out, moved with the same silent precision I just realized was second nature to Rebecca. Agent Williams, FBI, held up her badge. We need to discuss your wife's situation. She's undercover. Her cover is blown. They spread out photos, Jake and Brad's faces, fake, HOA badges, financial records. We've been tracking this ring for months. Your wife's wedding ring carries a GPS transmitter and a micro mic. She's pinging from an abandoned warehouse. Her body wire cut out 47 minutes ago. Agent Williams said, we're launching rescue operations now. Rebecca requested if anything happened, you'd have a choice. You can sit in the comms van. You'll be safe, but you'll see how it works. My head was spinning, but what choice did I have? I agreed. We raced through town in a tactical vehicle, monitors everywhere, Rebecca's location blinking on the screen, teams moving into place around a grimy old warehouse. They use fake authority figures to rob government employees, Agent Williams told me. Rebecca's been tracking them for 18 months. I watched her rings signal, heard radio chatter, Alpha Team ready, Bravo on the rear, Charlie on the east. 3 heat signatures, ground floor, looks like Rebecca and her 2 kidnappers. I stared at the monitors. Rebecca, my wife, had volunteered for this, let herself be taken to bait the trap. Her calm this morning, her whole act, it had all been by the book. Then the radio crackled, targets agitated, moving inside. Suddenly, Agent Williams' tablet chimed, federal indictments for the whole ring just went live. Inside, the kidnappers realized they were wanted men. Rebecca's voice came over the feed. You boys should check the news. I think you'll find it interesting. The agents nodded. She's running the op from inside. Then it was chaos, flashbangs, shouts, tactical teams pouring in. Federal agents' hands where we can see 'em, through the feed. I heard Rebecca's calm voice reading their rights as the agents cuffed Jake and Brad. She walked out under her own power, not a scratch on her, flanked by federal agents. Not a victim, she'd been in control the whole time. Back in the tactical van, Rebecca slid in beside me. Hi, honey. Sorry I'm late for dinner. That's my wife, folks. She squeezed my hand. I wanted to tell you the truth so many times, David, but you know how it goes. She shifted into professional mode, debriefed the agents, rattled off everything Jake and Brad had confessed, other states, other victims, a mastermind named Robert Kane pulling the strings. Within days, our house turned into a command center, computers, evidence agents everywhere. Rebecca mapped out Kane's operation, 47 confirmed victims, 8 states, $2.3 million stolen. The details chilled me. They'd been watching us for weeks, learning our routines, using information brokers to profile us down to our vacation photos and car payments. Kane's crew hired ex-military guys to impersonate enforcement people, trust a uniform. But the takedown went deep. Kane got nabbed in Nevada trying to board a flight to Mexico. His accounts millions frozen for restitution. Jake and Brad, after realizing the game was up, spilled everything. Federal agents used Rebecca's evidence to recover assets, notify victims, and roll up Kane's whole crew. Our house became a war room of justice. A couple weeks later, the neighborhood gathered at the community center. Agent Williams explained the whole thing to 300 neighbors. Rebecca took the podium. Yeah, the same woman everyone knew from book club or morning walk stood up and told the truth. I was undercover living among you, protecting your families. There were gasps, applause, tears. Mrs. Patterson from next door hugged Rebecca and said, "Honey, I always knew there was something special about you." The whole network dismantled. New protocols went into place, hotlines, verification checks, everything to stop this scam from happening again. Rebecca's undercover methods got rolled out nationwide. Federal laws changed because of what she did. 6 months later, I sat in court as Rebecca testified. Jake, Brad, and Kane sat there in orange jumpsuits, no swagger left. The prosecutor asked if she'd volunteered. Yes, she said, because someone needed to. Her words helped convict the whole network. Kane got 35 years, the others got over a decade. Asset forfeiture, restitution, justice delivered in full. 1 year after that wild morning, we sipped coffee in the same kitchen, no secrets, no lies, just Rebecca and me. She still checked the locks, but now she worked as an instructor training other agents. The protocols she'd developed were protecting families all over the country. Our neighborhood, once ground zero for this mess, became a model for community safety. So if you're wondering, do I regret marrying a spy? Not for a second. The world's a safer place because of her, and I get to share my life with the bravest woman I know. But I gotta ask, what would you do if someone in uniform knocked on your door? Would you trust them, or would you verify first? Drop your thoughts below. Have you ever felt unsafe in your own neighborhood? Or faced down someone pretending to be in charge? Let's talk about justice trust and what real safety actually means. Because sometimes the only thing standing between your family and disaster is the truth and someone willing to fight for it. And hey, if you've got a story like mine, I want to hear it. Comment below, share your experience, and don't forget to let the world know sometimes heroes are hiding in plain sight, even at your own kitchen table.